Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It is great to be here, and I hope you're doing well. And welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics playthrough series. So to get you up to speed, in the previous episode, we did square off against Adrimelk the Lucavi here at Igros Castle. And that was, of course, an episode where a lot of truth came to light, right? Daisadarg showed his true intentions and true colors. Zelbag's soul was claimed, apparently. Got Delita killing Belmafula, etc., etc. Lots of story development in the previous episode. Check it out for sure. So on the docket today, my friends, we are going to be recruiting an optional side quest character, and that is, of course, the popular Cloud Strife. Now, to do this properly, you need to make sure that you have completed the Igros Castle in Chapter 4. And then, of course, up to this point, you need to make sure that you've done all of the side quest content. You can definitely check that out. It's right here on the channel if you need a walkthrough on how to do that. But we're essentially ready to go and recruit Cloud. So to do this, we need to move all the way over to Zarghidas Trade City, where a battle will ensue, and if we complete that battle and win, Cloud will become a recruitable character. So without further ado, I'm going to hop on over to Zeltenia Castle. We'll pop into the battle together, and then there's a certain special sword that Cloud needs that we'll be getting in this episode as well. So I'm going to patch it right back in at Zeltenia. Be right back. Alright, so we have reached Zeltenia Castle, ready to hop on into Zarghidas Trade City. Let's go. Alright, so you notice it's a blue node, right? But if you've done everything correctly, the battle will automatically ensue. You'll go to party formation screen here. Nothing crazy going on with this one. We're going to use Ramza the Geomancer. We have Rivaldi a monk now, and what's fun about him is he has equipped spear and the javelin too on, right? Yeah, you just like playing around with some builds, right? Just a little bit. Let's do Stouty, Colden, and let's use Rivaldi actually as well. Get a little more frontline meat. Let's go. So Zarghidas, here we come. And let's see what's poppin' in the streets of the Trade City. Let's go. Alright, so we have the Flower Girl and, of course, the strange man that was summoned from our little teleporter back at Go. So, Flower Girl, buy a flower, only one gil. Cloud has nothing to say. Something wrong? Do I resemble someone? And sure enough, she does. If you've seen, or played Final Fantasy VII more like. No, it's nothing. What's wrong with him? And a bunch of miscreants and thieves come out of the woodwork. What? I've been looking for you, Ares. Selling flowers for your mom? Good for you. 10 more days. No, just wait a week, please. I don't know who's like extorting a flower girl. That's pretty messed up. But he says, don't mess with me. It's overdue. I'm going to get my 30,000 gil one way or another. 30,000 gil from a flower girl. Let go of me. Pretty good looking. Ought to try selling your body instead of flowers. Hee hee. Terrible. Get your hand off her. Alright, these guys are gonna find out. What did you say? Didn't you hear me? Get your dirty hand off her. Well said, Cloud. And let's go. Who the heck are you? Dressed in funny clothes? Go, now. And off runs Ares. Bastard! Taking me for a fool. You wanna fight? Ugh. And then he's, of course, cursed by the piercing sound. Maybe he has tinnitus or something. Who the heck are you? And Ramza and company show up. Cloud, are you okay? Ding. Yeah! Alright, so, into battle we go. And our objective is, of course, to save Cloud. And Cloud is actually pretty hampered in this fight here in that, really, to get any use out of his skill set, you need the Materia blade, and that is, of course, an item that we're going to find just later in the episode here. But what do we know about Cloud? So he is, of course, the iconic soldier. He's got a thief hat on, which is nice, right? Plus 2 speed. He's level 1, 238 HP, so he is kind of a weak target here. And what do we know about the soldier? Well, a mysterious foreigner uses limit when his anger peaks. And of course, that is iconic from the Final Fantasy VII series. Limit is the soldier job command, ultimate battle skill possible when one's anger peaks. Of course, that limit gauge. But you notice he does not have a weapon, so that's obviously not good. He's not going to be of much use in this battle. And then to actually use his limit skill, he needs the Materia Blade only. And the Materia Blade, to be honest, it's a pretty underwhelming weapon, but, you know, Cloud's skills are actually pretty darn good. So, let's give him a hand here. Let's assist. Let's take out these miscreants and thieves who are trying to rough up a flower girl. I mean, let's be honest. These guys are trash, so let's treat them as such. Alright, so we can get a nice wide area summon here. Otherwise, yeah, Stouty, let's drop a little Ifrit action. See how many of these guys we can get in the blast radius. Alright, get 4 of them. Looks good to me. Let's go. Alright, we got Colden. Alright, 333 HP for this guy. He is in the blast radius of the Ifrit, so maybe I focus my attention on this Squire here. Bam, Wave Fist. That's right, big hit. Alright, down comes Ifrit. Got the burning infernos of the Fire God. Bam. Alright, so we got Garcia here. Very low HP, however, he does have the high ground against Stouty. Gets a decent hit, however, the Dragon Spirit procs off. Very, very nice. And I will certainly take the focus of the enemy just to keep him off Cloud, right? No stealing, though. So he comes in for the dash on Ramza. And I made Ramza Geomancer. I think it's a fun class. And Stouty gets the battle axe dropped down on the old forehead here, but manages to hang in there, and plus he's got, you know, re-raise on. Throw stone. Very, very basic skills here from this band of thieves. And we have Rivaldi the monk with the spear. So let's see what we can do here. Let's try this out. How often do you see a monk using a spear? Well, 510 damage. Absolutely insane. Alright, this guy has 96 HP. So Ramza, what can you do? 210. That's not bad. Let's do a draw out. Let's call all ghosts to attack with the Muramasa. Let's go. $378 damage. Absolutely insane. And then 308 on this fellow here. A double kill for Ramza. That's what happens when you have high MA and you're using the Samurai's abilities. Alright, so we got an Earth Slash coming in. Obviously a very advanced monk skill, and Cloud does take a hit. He's a little above half HP, however, it looks like it's his turn now. So he says his head hurts. What's wrong, Cloud? Stop, stop. I'm from Soldier, not a puppet. So Cloud does the smart thing and runs away. Ends turn. Very nice. We got Brian the Thief here, so what's he going to do? He's going to come up and, what, throw a stone? No, he's going to jump. Interesting. Okay, so he's jumping. Whoops. Not wait, Stouty. Let's see. What do we have here? Can we get spell off? We sure can. 75%. He must have a mantle on. Yeah, the elf mantle. What else do we have? Flare. Is this guy Garcia? Yeah, he's Garcia. Alright, well, let's just try a fire spell. How about an ice spell? Let's do an ice spell. 75% chance to hit. Pretty low leverage fight here. Alright, so we have Colden. Let's get the shuriken throw. Showing no mercy to these slimy thieves. Extorting innocent flower girl. How dare you. So that thief goes down as well. And down comes the Skyward Thief. He does hit Cloud. But overall feeling pretty good. Let's see how much Rivaldi can hit for here. 390. In the back. Stab it right through the back. Let's go. So the battle is won. A loss. A very important thing. Cloud. Ever since I've been lost, who am I? What should I do? What about this pain? Cloud, there's someone in your world waiting for you. We might be able to send you back from where you came by using the stone's power. Let's go, Ramza. I can't be here. must go to the promised land. So following this fight here, my friends, if you get it, if you win it by saving Cloud, you do get the option of recruiting the soldier. So we're absolutely going to add him to the party. He's not going to add much value being level 1, right? So obviously at this point in time, if you wanted to use Cloud, you would probably go off on a side quest of your own to level him up, to get his skills sort of tuned up until the point where you want it. But let's take a quick peek at Cloud and his skill set. So, as mentioned, he does need a special sword. We'll be getting that shortly. But the soldier class is a unique one in that it basically has chargeable sword attacks that do not require mana, that I'm sure you're quite familiar with if you played Final Fantasy VII or other Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy IX with Beatrix. She has some of these as well. We have Braver, Cross Slash, Blade Beam, Clim Hazard, Meteor Rain, Finishing Touch, which is one of my favorites as it adds Dead, Petrify, or Stop in an area as well. We have Omni Slash, right? The iconic Omni Slash from Cloud, and then Cherry Blossom, the final limit break, the most powerful limit skill. Otherwise, he's got, pretty basic equipment and abilities. So give him the Materia Blade, and that will allow him to use limit skills. Otherwise, he will not be able to. It will simply just be grayed out, even if you bring it into battle. So that is Cloud in a nutshell. Obviously, we're not going to get much use out of him in this particular one. We will take his Thief Hat, though, for sure. Those are expensive. And we'll just let him sit on the bench with the likes of Beowulf, Orlando, Reese, Malia Duel, Worker 8, and all of our other fun characters here that we've accumulated in this run. So our next destination to get the Materia Blade that Cloud needs is going to be Bervenia Volcano. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably go to Golden Coal City here, and essentially what we have to do is get in a random battle at Bervenia. So actually I'll go to Rylvain's Castle, and then we'll just evoke a random fight here at Bervenia. I'll show you where the Materia Blade is, and then we'll put a little bow on this episode here. So I'll be right back, my friends. Thanks. All right, and at last, we have made it to Rylvain's Castle, ready to evoke a random fight here at Bervenia. So let's go. See if we can get it on the first few tries. All right, here we go. We locked it in. And while we're getting our team set up here, my friends, if you're enjoying the throwback FFT content, then please smash that like button. Would greatly appreciate that. And if you're new here, then please consider becoming a subscriber as well. Join a growing community. Would also greatly appreciate that. Right, subscribe so you never miss an upload here in the series. We're taking this one until the finish, so let's go. So I think we'll go with Colden. We'll go with Stouty. I am using Rafa in this one, and why am I using Rafa, you're probably wondering. Well, check out the Brave stat, 14. So we do need to use Move Find Item in order to locate the sword, the Materia Blade. And if we use the Monk class and the Germanos boost, we can actually get 5 jump. And then the low Brave of Rafa will greatly increase our likelihood of finding what we're looking for. So let's go. And this is actually a map that you never have to actually fight on, right? Like, there's no story battle here. It just kind of opens up and it's off to the side. There's no story battle here at all, so there's no guarantee that you will fight here unless you intend to, and obviously there's a reason to come here. And it looks like we have a bunch of these little winged flying dudes, the Ahriman, the Plague, and the Floaty Ball. We also have the most advanced skeleton with the Ice Soul. What are these guys called again? Yeah, the Living Bone. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. The area that we want to target for the sword is actually right where this Plague is right here. So atop the volcano, that's where the Materia Blade lies with Move Find Item. Now, you do have to make sure that you have the jump to get up there. So if you look right here, 14.5 up to 18, right? So you need to make sure you have enough jump for that, which is 3.5. And then 10 to 14.5. So this is where you need the 5 jump, right? So just make sure you have enough jump on your character. And then get to this spot. Character with low Brave that has Move Find Item. And you should secure yourself the Materia Blade. So let's get things started. Let's get things developed here. Obviously, we want to get Rafa moving up and across the field. We'll certainly be doing that, but first and foremost, let's get Stouty out there ready to go and see if I can avoid getting my Brave lowered permanently by these winged beasts, if you will. Alright, we got Ramza. Let's kind of let them come to us. The plague comes down first. Comes down atop the volcano. Probably try to keep one of the regular floaty balls alive, just to give Rafa time to get to the volcano spot where she needs to be. So here's Rafa. We're going to move her up about right here. And then let's see if we can get this plague. First off, let's take a look at charge time. Okay, so we got all the Agrimons going. Maybe we send Stouty to just flare this plague for good. 306. Good hit, Stouty. Alright, here comes the Agrimon, and I don't want them, like I said, to lower my brave. However, look at the devil. This might petrify. It silences, which is just as crippling to a spellcaster, of course. Look at the devil, petrify. Alright, that missed, so that's good. Yeah, we got to get these guys out of here for sure. And they're all kind of bunched up, so maybe we can take them out with the spell or an ability. And of course, generally where there are traps on the map, it usually denotes a move find item location. So there's probably an item right here that, you know, this character just revealed to us, right? Little floaty ball guy. But we're not really focused on that here today. We are looking for something specific. So let's go ahead and start the physical engagement here by taking this guy out. And Stouty is silenced, so of course Flare does not proc off. And we got Ramza getting involved. Let's use a little draw out. And again, let's summon the ghosts of attack. Let's go. Just lethal is a high MA samurai. And we have Rivaldi. Maybe I can wave fist the plague. I am scared of the plague. I mean, they do have some really crippling abilities. Can we get it off? We certainly can. So most of the threat has been neutralized. And now we simply just have to bide our time to get Rafa in position. See if I can cast haste on Rafa to get her there just a bit quicker. 12%. And that is grasped. Miss. Alright, Living Bone. Gonna use a little Ice Soul action. Alright, Rafa. Getting in the mix here. So, Time Magic, Haste. Let's target the panel. Alright, so that guy, this guy has death sentence on him, so he's obviously going to die. So let's take out the Living Bone if possible. And I'll just leave this little floaty ball alive. Alright, we got haste coming down. Alright, very nice. So I will have to develop a strategy for the deep dungeon, which is something that we're certainly doing in this particular playthrough. Because obviously there's the best gear you can find in the game in the deep dungeon. You do that by way of move find item. And you're probably like, well, just use Rafa. Well, I mean, that's kind of a scary proposition because she is not properly equipped for combat. She just isn't. Let's see if we can do Kiki Ichumoji. We sure can. Bang. So I might have to artificially lower the brave of one of my, everyday characters here. Just so we have a fighting force that also has the move find item capabilities. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. Super poke. Yeah, 510. Massive, massive hit. Alright, Rafa. Got to keep moving on up. Let's go. floaty ball just needs to get out of the way, frankly. Do a little Kiyomori. That shell protect. Started bringing down the chicory stick. Alright, floaty ball. Just get out of the way. Alright, good. Steel needle trap. So that's probably the location of another move find item. Right there. Alright, so Rivaldi. Let's use a chakra. Get a little JP grinding operation going on over there. Colden, I think you're just good to just chill. Let's get Rafa in position. More haste, you bet. Ramza kind of just became a Geomancer, right? I'm not doing a ton of random fights in this particular playthrough because, I mean, you can just get way overpowered that way, and I don't want to be super overpowered and overleveled. So I'm trying to avoid random fights, actually. So I'm trying to use, you know, the meaningful battles that we're doing. It's an opportunity to grind some JP. Especially if we're, you know, sort of waiting for Ramza to get... Or, sorry, Rafa to get to a location, right? So we might as well. That's my thought on it. Alright, Rafa. Up the volcano you go, and you'll be there next turn. So make sure you have enough jump, right? Monk and Germanos boots is a good combination. Alright, floaty ball. Don't do anything stupid. And let's get out of here in one piece. Blade grasp. Colin, you can just hang out. A little chakra. It's one of the best moves in the game, chakra. Like, it's so good. And Kiyomori, we've gotten a lot of uses out of this blade without breaking it. And we still remain lucky. Quite nice. It's a way to definitely save some cash. Of which has been, you know, kind of a factor in this particular playthrough. It has. Alright, so here we go. Rafa. Get to the top. Want to move here, yes. And boom, there we go. Discovered Materia Blade. And there it is. So that is how you secure the Materia Blade. Just make sure you do it with the character that has low faith. And the proper jump. And you should be able to find it with relative ease. So now let's take out the floaty ball. And let's take a look at the Materia Blade. And then we'll land this plane on yet another episode of the FFT playthrough series. Alright, warning. Rafa, what's gotten into me? I feel uncertain about fighting. So that happens when a character has a low brave. That's okay. Not much of a threat. However, they will disband if the brave gets low enough. So keep that in mind. Alright, so back to the formation screen. And let's take a look at the very, very underwhelming Materia Blade. So obviously it's a regular sword. It has 10 attack power, 10 evasion. It's a foreigner sword, simply put. Now it doesn't really indicate anything about Cloud specifically. You would obviously have to be aware of the Final Fantasy VII lore to know that, you know, that goes with Cloud, right? But that's a Materia Blade, and of course that is the key weapon for Cloud. It will unlock his limit and allow you to use his limit skills. Now, what does make him just a little bit underwhelming is, you know, he is sort of stuck with a sword that has just 10 attack power, right? There's so many other stronger weapons, right? Like, we have so many stronger weapons. Even the Rune Blade itself has 14 physical, right? So he's stuck with a 10 physical attack sword, but it does give him access to his strong limit skills, which are, you know, frankly, pretty fun to use as well. And plus, it's Cloud, right? Everybody loves Cloud. I know I'm a huge fan. So definitely had to make sure that we recruited him here in this one. And that about wraps up all of the side quests here, my friends, beyond the deep dungeon, which we'll be getting into next. So essentially, in the next few episodes, you can expect a battle gauntlet at Muran Holy Place. Looking forward to that. We'll be facing off against the Templar Knights, which is pretty cool. Very strong Templar Knights, actually. So we'll see how that goes. And then once we wrap up Muran Holy Place, we'll actually be able to get the final side quest to unlock the deep dungeon. And then we'll be doing a gauntlet of the deep dungeon, right? There are 10 floors. And essentially, my goal there is to get all of the rare gear and show you where all the rare gear is. Show you strategies about how to find the exits. And obviously, we'll be quite tested because the deep dungeon is... I mean, it's the end game dungeon. Some would even say it's more difficult than the end game itself. So that is what to look forward to here, my friends, as it relates to Final Fantasy Tactics here on the channel. Thank you so much for spending some time here today. Thank you so much for viewing. Subscribe so you don't miss an upload if you're following along with the series. Smash the like button if you appreciate the throwback content. And I'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks so much.
Can you tell me what's